The reason why that an insult would trigger you, or a total opposite opinion on something that you stand for would provoke you, is because you yourself don't stand firm in your truth. Otherwise, you wouldn't care. You would be able to peacefully talk about something with someone who holds the total opposite point of view. It wouldn't trigger you. Or if someone insults you, if you stand firmly in your truth, you wouldn't feel triggered at all. You wouldn't be negatively impacted at all. The reason why when someone calls you stupid and you get angry is because you believe, a part of you believes that it's true. From this point of view, in fact, it is not a point of view, it is what is. The external world seems to be not against us, but seems to be calling out what's untrue within us. Like the person that insults you is not against you, but somehow they are helping you, like showing you what you see yourself in the mirror that you aren't aware of. Like you aren't aware that you have this negative belief about you. And someone calling it out by insulting you, and you getting triggered by that, actually gives you this chance of touching true clarity. And true clarity is that every struggle is an internal struggle. There is only one thing in this world, is that we do not stand in our own truths. And the reason for that is easy, because most people, if not all, have been, from the first day of birth, have been encouraged to follow, to conform, to meet expectations, to be tested. Like in schools, you need other people to decide whether or not you are good. And at least in my country, I think it's everywhere as well, when you listen and do what other people tell you as a kid, you are rewarded with positive attention. And when you're not specifically encouraged to be your own self, well, at least in my country, what I have seen living on the internet is that it's true. Like most people, the most parents are traditional, and our education system is really rooted in that you're not encouraged to be you. You are encouraged to meet standards, to meet expectations, to be not your authentic self. So it seems like we all are on this journey of getting lost. We lose ourselves. Not completely, never. The very reason that struggles exist, conflicts exist, you go through suffering, is that these are proofs that you never lose yourself completely. Because you can never lose yourself. That's why you would go through suffering and conflicts. Because what suffering and conflicts and what they are is when you believe something that isn't true for you to be true. That is the root of suffering, of pain, is when you turn away from your own truth, your most authentic truths, and buy into something that is not you, not your authenticity. The very reason why you would suffer from a negative self-concepts, from negative self-perception, from self-criticism, from judgments, is because they are not true. Your suffering proves that anything that you believe you to be negatively isn't your truth. When you say, I am stupid, do you feel good? Or do you feel I am profoundly joyful to know that I am stupid? Really let this sink in, let it sit with you. Your suffering is a great friend. It tells you that you're going in the wrong direction. The more you hold on to something untrue, and the more untrue it is, the more suffering you go through. That's it. That is the root of all of your psychological suffering. That is the root of all of your psychological suffering in any situation. Any. Every struggle is an internal struggle of whether or not to follow your truth, to stand in your truth. And here we seem to be in the middle of this lifelong process, our whole life. Well, maybe not the whole of it, but and the most important part of it is this unfolding of the petals of our authenticity. We're like little flowers. How do you call a closed flower? Not yet bloomed. We born unbloomed, and we get into this process of slowly stretching our authenticity, slowly opening up, slowly deeply discovering our truest self, our truest truth, our truest light, our most authenticity. And that is this process of fully blooming. And well, this period, the length of this such periods differs for different individuals, but it is the same for everyone. Is this process of finding your way back, standing back as your most authentic self. And it gets to be a process thanks to the disencouraging environment. If if we lived in a world that completely encourages our authenticity, then it wouldn't get to be a process at all. We would be born and fully bloomed almost in no time. In a world where authenticity is completely encouraged 100%, it would take no time. We born a fully bloomed flower. So there's no process anymore. This process itself somehow must be very important. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many of us, billions upon billions and billions of us, all gathering here, doing it together. rushing in, generations after generations. Look at that. It must be something very important somehow that maybe I haven't fully discovered yet. I can see that it is a very profound and beautiful thing. The unfoldment of your most authentic self and being that is the purpose of your life. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, this is what we all are here for. We all are here for that. Stand in your truth. Stand in your love. And we all get there. Nobody will fail. This is not like in nature. Some flowers may fail to bloom due to some accidents. For us, this doesn't fail. It's our destiny to be fully bloomed as unique flowers that we each are. We're destined to be our truest and most authentic self. It's unavoidable, it is unmissable, and it is the only thing that we want to do. The only thing we can do. The only thing we're good at. The very fact that we go through suffering when we try not to do it, when we try not to be our truest self, proves this point. We're only happy when we are the most authentic. We only get bathed in love when we follow our heart, when we stand in our heart's truth. Whatever direction we go, whichever step we take, we are only moving forward. It's not only the moments when we choose to stand in our truth, when we choose to follow our heart, that's when we're moving forward. Not just that, but even the times when we choose the wrong way, we're moving forward as well. Because whenever we take a wrong step, whenever we don't follow our heart, we learn in the most profound way. Or maybe not the most profound way, but we learn profoundly that we want to follow our heart because of how bad it feels to not follow our heart. How bad it feels to believe something that isn't true to be true about ourselves. And there's only one way, is the way of you moving forward by living, by being, by existing. Every day you're making choices. And whatever decisions you make, you are learning the significance of your heart and of following it, and how it is the only way. And there seem to be so many ways, yeah. And all of these ways We try them all out to find out that there is only one way. Isn't that beautiful? Well, that is very poetic. There is nothing that is not poetic about our existence. There is nothing that isn't beautiful about our existence. Discover the immense beauty in realizing that we have the free will to choose whatever, to make a million choices, to find out in the end that we want to choose our destiny. We want to choose our destiny. Even though we have the free will to choose not to love, not to be free, not to follow our heart, not to turn to the light. We have the free will to go on to every way, to discover the thing that we ultimately want to do the most is what we are meant to do, and is what we only know to do. To discover that the only should to be taken as a motive to do something is we should do what we want to do. And there are no other shoulds. The only should we should follow is we should do what we love to do. Because we love to do it. Follow your heart because you want to. Because you only want that. And nothing